Tell the viewers what's happening tomorrow and how much you're looking forward to it. Go on.
APPLECROSS Pass at the end of the North Coast 500.
Yep.
And I'm dreading it.
Why are you dreading it?
Because I don't like heights and it's massive, and I'm scared to death that we're going to go over the edge in the van.
Welcome back, guys. In this week's episode we are attempting the famous Balakna Bar, and guess what day it is? Friday the 13th. So we have come from the Torridon end and through APPLECROSS. In my other video I may have got some directions wrong, because I always looking at the map, I always thought that the APPLECROSS Pass was actually the coast road, but it's not. It's the bit that kind of dips in. Now, we come through APPLECROSS, and I was expecting a big sign that was like, "You shall not pass." You know, do you know what you're doing? Unsuitable for this, unsuitable for that. Now, there was a sign that said the road may be closed in wintry conditions. And that not suitable for caravans as well. And also there was a gate that looked like it would be shut during those times. So I'm going to take you turn by turn with one GoPro facing out. I'll speed up the boring bits if there is any. I'll put a little ×2 or a ×4 in the corner just to keep the video moving, so it's not just real slow going. And also I might pop up in the corner every now and then over here if I feel like I've got anything worthwhile to say. So, like I said, it's Friday the 13th in August 2021. The weather is absolutely disgusting. I can't even see in front of me actually. So the weather is absolutely disgusting. But with that, because I've seen it, I think a lot of campers aren't ready to get up and go. So at the moment, today, and we've been on the road an hour and a half, we've seen 2 vehicles. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. It makes me believe that it's going to be quite quiet. You'll have to excuse if I'm pausing and hesitant. Obviously I'm driving on the APPLECROSS Pass. So, my missus is having a small meltdown. Going into the first hairpin turn, I believe. That's what it feels like. Right, so, information to tell you. Bloody hell. The van is automatic, which is a massive help because I can't get stuck in between gears, you know, when I'm revving the arse off of it in second, nip it into third, and it lose all its juice. None of that can really happen because it's automatic, so it's just feather the throttle and go. And it also helps with hill starts. You can't roll backwards, and you can obviously just slowly introduce power. You're not burning the clutch out, anything like that. So she's a 316, a little bit more torquey, so I'm not necessarily concerned about power and clutch control and things like that. I absolutely can't see a thing. Someone called it a feather in a motorhomer's cap to do this. I wouldn't want to come all this way and someone asked me when I got home if I did it and the answer would be no. That would be a bit rubbish. but literally I can't see 30 yards in front or to the side. So my tyres are KO2s, BF Goodrich's. So while they're not necessarily a road tyre, they've got a larger surface area, so that will help. What the absolute deuce.
A passing place, look at that, there's a passing place.
I think I've realised why the road is so empty this morning. With it being rear wheel drive, when you're going up steep inclines, the power is actually pushing you up the hill, and obviously most camper vans are heavier on the back, so the fact that the back is digging in, it will actually propel you up the hill, as opposed to a front wheel drive which tries to pull all the weight up the hill, and then you fear that you might just end up wheel spinning on the spot if you've had to stop on a real steep incline. So we've actually got short of being four-wheel drive, we've actually got a decent chance. Now what's this up here?
Maybe there's something. Yeah, to stop and see the view that we can't see.
What's the view like your side, babe?
Nothing. Fog, mist.
It's got a nice viewing platform here.
It's probably better for me that I can't see where we are.
Because you are self-confessed bricking it, aren't you? The road is 11.6 miles long, I believe. We struggled to actually find the starting point. We were on it for a couple of minutes before we realised. We're not tourist guides by any stretch of the imagination. There's a car coming, so this is our first car.
Surely he's got a passing place.
So he's going to back off into a passing place of sorts. I'm hoping there's a massive one there. I don't know why he come flying by it.
Yeah, are we going in?
Yep. He's doing it in his little diddy camper. Love it. See him through. Excellent. So that was our first pass. He was going a bit quick for me, actually, if I'm honest. I have got my fog light on, and it's for good reason, because we can't see a thing. We can't see a thing. So it is going to be a slow drive, guys, unfortunately. You'd appreciate that I'm not going to rush it. We come early in the morning to avoid the traffic, to make life easier for ourselves, but at the same time, I think a bit later some of this mist might have passed. I'm not so sure. They have been waiting on the rain to come for a while, and I think it's here. Concentration is exhausting. Well, oh, there's a lorry coming. Fair play to him. I'm going to back off nice and slowly. How bad can it be if the milk lorry comes up here in a big old 18-ton truck? I can actually see the road. I bet you can't, but I can actually see the road, and it dives down to my left. We're actually going back on ourselves now, so this is definitely one of the hairpins. We're right in the left, babe, car-wise.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that nice and wide. Easy peasy. Lemons chill. We're 7 meters long, minus 50 mil, according to the book. We've got spare tyre and a trash wheel on the back, but none of that makes a difference as far as the turning capabilities and stuff's concerned. It's a long wheelbase Sprinter, high top. I think that fence would hold us if we had to that fence, don't you?
I don't want to think about it.
This is another hairpin turn. Honestly, this is amazing, actually, if I'm truthful with you. But if you're taking your time, yeah, boy, amazing. It is a shame we can't see much, if I'm truthful. Ruth might disagree, but for me it's a shame. But perhaps I should be concentrating on the first 20 yards in front of me and not what's in the distance. Like, what's over there? Is that land? Is that sea?
Sheer drop.
Sheer drop? Death? Hell?
Oh, there's a right turn coming up because I can see the road there.
Whoa. Well, this waterfall to my right here. So what have we done now? 3 hairpins?
Yeah.
Now they are real tight. The inside of the hairpin is literally 180 degrees back on itself. Well, probably not actually, about 175. But at the moment, they all seem to have a big turning point at the opposite of the apex. Not the opposite of an apex is. So as long as the road isn't too jammed up, it should be absolutely okay.
You can actually see a bit.
Oh, you can see a bit coming down there, see into the valley. Now you probably heard, oh, you're not even looking at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. You probably heard when I went round that real tight bend, the old dugger of the KO2s rubbing on the inside of the arch. Got something for that coming in the future, so stay tuned. If you've got dugger when you turn in your Sprinter, stay tuned for the future. What I've got coming up, I've got a rear suspension install, which I didn't have time to do before we left, which is a massive shame because as much as the rear suspension helps with the fact that we're heavy, you know, it helps with that downward ride, the feel and the look and all of that. Ooh. What it does help with, which I probably didn't think of first, is left to right. So on the way up here on the M6, so windy, the van, my crosswind assist even kicked in a couple of times. I never even knew what it did until the other day. A bit like traction control, I'm guessing, but that kicked in a couple of times. So it helps with all that because it makes things a bit more rigid. Like now you can hear the wind hitting us, it would just keep us that bit more stable. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, I think we are over the worst of it. Little food for thought. Maybe it wasn't, I mean, it is a horrible misty foggy day, but maybe that was actually cloud because it takes you about 2,000 meters up, 2,000 feet up. Well done, co-pilot. If I'm truthful, if that is it, which it seems like we are definitely on our way back down, if I'm truthful, that wasn't anywhere near as scary as all the hype. Now, what I will say is you couldn't see a lot, so perhaps we were being protected by the mist, actually knowing how hairy it was. But it's actually an easy drive, definitely in a Sprinter. Can't see it being a problem, so face your fears and get out there and do it. So here I am again. Valid point made by Ruth. Yes, it is all single lane, and which is right. Not a lot of people would like even that so much. But once you've been doing it for 4 days, you're kind of used to it, and it doesn't shock you, you know, about the passing places. You'll practice on the few days leading up to it. Always stay in your lane, basically, with the passing places. If the passing place is on your right, even though you're on the left, just stay on your left and let the oncoming car use it. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, don't get me wrong, but did you fear for your life at all?
No.
No? No. No fearing of the life. So lost in chatting to you guys and concentrating on the road, I sailed straight past the viewpoint. I kind of knew it was the viewpoint, but I don't know. I think I expected for it to go up higher when in fact we actually dipped down the other end. So we're going back up it because I didn't take any photos. So we are basically doing the APPLECROSS pass twice in both directions. And then obviously we have to come back down again. So how do you feel about it, babe? Tell the viewers.
Not bad. It's almost worse this way.
Alright. Is that because you're sat on that side?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
Because you're closest to the road.
Yeah.
So on the other side, the passing places are obviously on the edge. And we've actually had to pass a few people this way, but we are going back to the top to give you lovely viewers a beautiful thumbnail to draw you in and for you to share it to all the other people on the internet. It's nice.